Hi everyone, it's Neil here from Total Wellness Club. I have with me Rick Hay, and Rick is known as the Superfoodist. He is an anti-aging food and fitness nutritionist with many years of clinical experience. His name is associated with a dozen brands, and Rick is also an author and resident health and fitness expert for Ideal World TV, and he's also been featured in leading magazines. Rick, many of our nutritionists work one-to-one with clients. Some have created products, but I like that you're kind of opted for a more of an alternative kind of route, using your knowledge as a nutritionist and an author, TV presenter, and lecturer, and using all that knowledge in the mainstream media, in newspapers and in TV documentaries, etc. Would you tell us a bit about the kind of roles that you play?
Yeah, I did start out doing clinical practice, but after doing it for a couple of years, I wanted a bit more of a challenge. So having been a teacher before, I thought, well, I'll take my knowledge, into lecturing and then into the media a little bit more. So I spend a lot of time helping people actually, with the major problems that we've got now. So in the media, I do a lot of work on weight management stuff, whether that be on my fitness shows that I do, or talking to lots of journalists about how people can get the weight that they want. Given the there's such a a myriad of advice out there that people get really confused. So I try to keep it pretty simple. Even my book's not complicated. I like to think my brain's more complicated than my writing, or more intelligent than my writing, I think. So I try to keep it, I keep it really accessible. And because I'm really quite, I've done nutrition. Sounds a bit of a cliche, but I did it because I really love it, and so now I continue to research. So I'm really interested now in anti-aging stuff as well. So a lot of my stuff in the media is around anti-aging. As you can see, I'm not getting any younger day by day, but soon I will be when I take my new products. Don't worry about that. So yeah, it's a lot of talk. I do a lot of talking to the media. I do a lot of writing. I do a lot of events, and then my lecturing. So it's very varied. But a nice job, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Having coached and mentored a lot of wellness entrepreneurs over the years, I've found that some personalities are made for sort of quietly providing a service, say one-to-one as a nutritionist, as you say you started off, while some people are sort of best at maybe being a voice. What led you to becoming sort of more of a voice in health and nutrition?
Yeah, I think I started out ironically because I have a real interest. Not ironically because I was actually partying too heavily in Australia in my 20s, and I ended up getting eczema, and didn't associate that the liver was anything to do with while I was having skin difficulties. Anyway, cut long story short, saw a wonderful herbalist. She was really one of the only people who could help me. And then I thought, well, I've been teaching kids for a while, and natural medicine worked for me. And then I started to investigate how well it worked for everyone else. And then I thought, well, hang on a minute, I'm never short of a word or two. So I'll take those skills and try to get the message out there around natural medicine. And at the same time, this was back in the early 90s, try to do something as I could for, animal welfare as well, because, seeing animals in factory farms, I never liked, cage eggs and the way we treat stuff. So using the two of them together. So it was just sort of naturally after teaching, I think, that I wanted to more let people know about it, because I think so many people don't know about natural medicine. Even now, some of the questions I get, and they don't know that, how powerful herbs are, and that in fact we get a lot of our pharmaceutical drugs are derived from herbs and plants anyway. But yes, I just wanted to really share that message. And then as it went on, it kind of just grew from there, with people staying with me throughout my career. So I've been able to continue to help and then write my book, etc. here.
Yeah, it's really interesting hearing you say how you've had sort of something yourself and then healed yourself from that, and then sort of found your professional route afterwards, because I think that's something that happens a lot of the time in this industry. Also, it's quite interesting to hear you say that, because I think there's still a huge sort of understanding amongst all the people that or misunderstanding that they don't feel that they have the ability to change their health and well-being. It's almost like this is the way that we are, that virus was out in the air, I happened to catch it, and that kind of thing. So it's interesting to hear you talking about that.
And you know what, you actually touched on something really, I think, important there. You know, what I try to get through to my clients and try to get people through to people is that you don't have to stay at a 6 or a 7 out of 10, and that's where a lot of people are, or a 5 or a 6 out of 10, energy wise, or feeling with their overall health or their digestion, and they just accept that at that level, and then when they just make some simple nutritional changes and some simple changes to their thinking, you know, you go from a 5 out of 10 to a 7, and the difference in your life is incredible. You know, so much so that a lot of my clients now, not a lot, but some of my clients now run half marathons or run a marathon, which is something I've never done.
Yeah.
And you know, I think that's wonderful. And when I first saw them, they were there. Oh no, it's too late for me. I'll never shift the weight, or I'll never be able to do this. And so that's really nice to see, and you can change it. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be complete life change for people. So here at Total Wellness Club, we're really interested in helping people avoid preventable ill health. And part of our work is to help wellness professionals develop that credibility so that they can stand alongside the medical profession with confidence. So we're heavily focused on social proof through reviews and awards, but additional ways a professional can develop that credibility is through writing books, as you've done, or being in the media. If someone was wanting to get started and having more of a media persona, what maybe 3 steps would you give people in order to get started?
Yeah, I think first of all, don't be scared of the media. The media need information. You know, they need it. You know, weekly magazines need information about health because it's so big. Health and wellness. The growth in health and wellness that's expected in the next couple of years is phenomenal. So I think having a bit of faith in what you do and belief, and just reach out to people. So call your favourite magazines that you like, or your favourite news channels or whatever, and just say, look, I'm here. Of course, they may not reply the first time, but if you do it in a polite way and just say, oh, by the way, I've written this article on hay fever if you're interested. Journalists are really short on time, so what they like is for you to go to them with something. So rather than just say, oh, hi, I'm John or Mary or whatever, go to them and say, look, I've got this great 10-step program to weight loss. This is what it is. Can you use it anywhere? And I suppose the other thing I'd say is there are a lot of people out there doing wellness, and a lot of people doing it well, and some people not doing so well. But if you can find your niche, so for me, although I do other stuff, I mean, I do a lot of skin health stuff. I do a lot of stuff around, people's mental wellness and that. I do sort of focus more on anti-aging and weight management. So what I'm suggesting is find your niche and present yourself as that, because then you'll stand out more rather than just be, oh, hi, I'm another nutritionist or another naturopath or another herbalist, you know.
Yeah. That makes complete sense. Actually, it's creating that point of differentiation. It's making you stand out for a reason, isn't it? Yeah. I also really like what you're saying there about not being nervous of the media, because I think a lot of people can be. I know that one of the things I always prepare for is that question that they always throw at you, because there's always one, isn't there, about this new age flim flam or something like that. There's always something. So.
Yeah, and there's always someone out there, sometimes in a live audience, who you think whose sole purpose is there just to sort of trip you up. Yeah. I mean, I think in those circumstances, I may sound cliche, just be honest. If you don't know, you don't know. It's okay, get back to them. I do a lot of live TV stuff, and the stuff that goes wrong there, and the next morning, the world still turns, everything's okay. It feels like the end of the world. But what I will say to somebody, before I started doing the live TV bit, I'd never done it before. I'd never had any study, and I did it to fill in with a guy who was managing his company in Australia. He's got a PhD in biochemistry. He's doing some shows, and then he was on leave, and they said, "Oh, you should do that because you're a teacher." And so I thought, "Oh yeah, I'm a teacher, so I could do live TV." Yeah, that was a big leap. But the reason I'm saying that, I was really scared to do it before I did it. And actually, I went and saw a coach who helped me, a personal coach in Australia. And they actually said to me, you know what, look, if your life is just a postcard now size and everything's on the postcard, just make the postcard bigger. And it really, it's something that simple, just got me to be able to do live TV. So I think, we're all going to be scared. We're all going to be nervous, but just do it. And I think my other bit of advice that my partner gave me years ago was, don't try and be anyone else. Don't try and be a celebrity who's already out there or someone who's well known in the media. Be yourself. Do you know what I mean? Because we've already got person A, B, C, D, and E. You don't need to be them or copy them. Just be who you are. And I think that works well. It comes across and people resonate with it.
Thank you, Rick. Great advice. So, Rick, if people wanted to get hold of you and find out more about what you do and who you are, where would be the best place for them to go?
Yeah, I work as Healthista's nutritional director, so a lot of my videos and stuff are on there now. So it's www.healthista.com. They can also find me if you just do a bit of a Google search on Rick Hay. You can see all my stuff in the news and all that sort of thing. Or my own website, which is rickhay.co.uk. And then, of course, you can catch me on Ideal World because I do a lot of fitness and health shows. And then you'll probably see something going wrong regularly.